Today is Tuesday, January 11th, and the message today is love surrounds me. There is peace in my world. Yesterday's spread, I ended up having to restart it, and I had already shuffled and done all these other things, so I didn't even redo the message. I remembered afterwards, but hopefully I have hit record and I won't have to do that again today. So today is International Thank You Day, and it's dedicated to spreading joy and offering gratefulness to anyone who brightens our day and enriches our lives. So we're going to do a gratitude spread. And it really, gratitude brings an emotional shift almost, oops, I'm wanting to shuffle one way and it's not letting me. Gratitude, really brings an emotional shift almost instantly. There are studies that even claim it can increase happiness by up to like 25% if you just pause and say thank you or just feel gratitude. I feel like I don't want to shuffle this way, and now I really want to shuffle this way. Okay. Anyway, so we know that gratitude improves health and our immune system. A gratitude practice can be created in just 2 minutes a day. So just commit to setting a regular time of day to write down why, what, and who you are thankful for. I have a journal. It's just a little book with, paper. It's just paper and a pen in my closet. And so I move it around. I used to have it in my nightstand. It just depends where I'm living. And now I have a bigger closet. So I keep it there. So when I'm getting ready, I walk in, I open it, and then I start writing down. I do about 5 thank you things I'm grateful for every morning. And then in the evening, I have another little type of journal by my bedside, and then I jot down a few things. And even if I'm having a bad day, I really don't want to do it, but I see it right there on my nightstand, or in the morning when I'm getting ready in my closet, I see it, and I have to do it because it's staring at me. And it's true. As soon as I write things that I'm grateful for, I do instantly start feeling better, and I can't help but smile. And then I know that I'm blessed and that I have lots of things to be grateful for. And so the moment passes where I wasn't feeling great. So for this spread, we're going to, take a moment. If you need to pause, take a moment to consider the blessings in your life. And we're going to cast the cards in the shape of a smiley face. So here we go. And let's be in gratitude together. So this will be our 2 little eyes here. And I'm doing one of the angel tarot card decks. I thought we're doing a gratitude spread. I wanted to call upon our angels so we can all thank them collectively. I'm trying to fit all of this in here. So our smiley face is going to be a little squished up. So it'll be the little eyes here. And then we'll do a little swoop like this. Okay, oops. I don't do reversals. Someone asked me why. It's just an intuitive situation. If the card can be a positive card, but if you're feeling that it's not the message, it's just not the message. And it's the same with reversals. Hope I'm not bumping the camera too much. I have the tendency of doing that. Okay, these are kind of bigger cards. So I don't know that they work perfect for a smiley face, but I think you can get the sense of that. And then I'll end it with an angel prayer oracle card. So let's get started here. I'm also using the selenite stick because I was called to start using more of crystals and stones and whatnots when I'm doing this, along with my chakra organites. So in this number 1 spot here, we have, why should I be thankful for my health? And that's important because I can attest to having health struggles and really needing to, like I said, I write things down. And when I went through a period of having a health struggle I was going through, it really did help shift my mindset to find reasons to be grateful, even in the middle of a situation that wasn't easy. So why should you be thankful? We have the Knight of Earth, so the Knight of Pentacles. And it says, time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments, a guardian angel. So this is this Knight of Pentacles is coming in as a guardian angel. It's really asking you, it's this loyal, dedicated, honorable, kind energy. So why should you be thankful? Because the journey isn't blink of an eye. Your health is with you, from day one to your last breath, and that's your in your physical body. And the Knight of Pentacles, he of the knights, the messengers, they're like messengers, and when they're coming in, they're a slow moving. So it really speaks to the health over your lifetime. So you need to be loyal to yourself and to your health. Be honorable, be kind to yourself. So you should be thankful for your health. Wherever you are on the health spectrum, you want to look at it. This is asking you to be grateful. Wherever you are, it is a slow and steady pace. So be thankful for where you are. Take the time to, if there are things you want to change, buckle down and do that. And you can change, you can honor the commitment to your health by being grateful first and foremost. And then the other things will be illuminated as you go through to see, if you in particular need to make any adjustments. This number 2, we have, why am I good at the work I do? We have the 6 of water, which is the 6 of cups. These are why you're good at the work you do. This really talks about, it says here, memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, and romanticizing the past. You're good at what you do because you are grateful for your beginning. You are mindful that you came from a particular family, whatever that may be for you, how you define that. You have those memories, you have that history of your past. And this is asking you, this is really saying that you are grateful and you acknowledge that. So even in the worst of situations, those memories, that history from your childhood, it's interesting because I said I don't, read reversals, but this is actually saying to me that you're good at what you do because you don't romanticize the past. You're very clear about your past being that foundation, and you're grateful for whatever that means. So you're good at what you do because you can look back at how you got here, and you can look back on that and not romanticize the parts that weren't great, not get caught up in it. You're not romanticizing the past. You've moved past any inner child issues, or you're moving through it now. I'm hearing that there's either, for some of you, it's you're working through some of those childhood issues that may have at some point really impacted how you do your work now, and you've moved through that, and you've moved through that in a way that you've been able to be grateful and to acknowledge that all of the parts of your life that got you to this point have all been beneficial. They've all been, all the bricks get laid to, for the foundation, and then the structure of our life, of what we call our home, our being. And so we're giving thanks for that. And you are, in particular, you're being called to give thanks to that history because it is what got you here. And that's what makes you good at what you do today. So you have a way of looking back without being stifled by the past. It's beautiful. Let's see. So we're going to go 3 over here. And that is, to whom do I owe gratitude? You have the 7 of water, so a 7 of cups. It's interesting. I'm getting this. The message I'm getting is that there's a lot of people to whom you owe gratitude, to, and that's a great thing, because oftentimes people will get so in their head, and sometimes it's our past that does this to us, but sometimes we can get so in our minds that we forget that we don't live. At least I think most of us don't live in a vacuum, alone, isolated. We're always surrounded by people. But that's, not always a good thing, but everybody influences it. You can have, we all have too many cooks in the kitchen, I think, at all times. And so it's, how do we discern for ourselves? But whom do you owe gratitude to? It's a lot of different people. And this card in this particular space is asking you to I'll read what it says here. It says a complex decision, the need to do research, stop procrastinating. What this is asking is don't don't limit who you think for different things. You don't want to be condescending or sarcastic about your gratitude towards an experience that maybe wasn't the best, maybe an experience growing up. You don't want to dwell on it to where you're, not being authentic in your gratitude. But this is reminding us that sometimes we need to thank circumstances. This is asking whom, right? So people, even when in the moment we didn't feel that they deserve that gratitude, and it might be a little backhanded. It's just asking us to not procrastinate anymore and look at the full situation. Look at your life today on this International Thank You Day, and really don't hold back on acknowledging how nuanced and complex our lives can be, and the people that come in and out and have aided in that complexity and in that, sometimes in that discomfort. And let's acknowledge them and thank them. And we don't have to literally go out of our way to thank them unless we really want to, but in particular those instances and those people that were more lessons for us and that helped us grow. This is asking us to, maybe we just need to really sit in our heart and our center here, and from that place of love, not procrastinate, like it says, and acknowledge, yes, I need to thank this person for this experience. And even if it's just like it's, you writing it down and leaving it that, but it's really like you have a lot of people to thank, and some of those may bother you a little bit, and so we need to find out why we're bothered by that. Is it, part of this where, we do good work because we've gone through it, but maybe there's some blind spots where we're still dealing with that. And in that moment, we need to, stop. Let's rethink the situation. I know I have, people that were really like some of my best friends at different parts of my life, and I don't talk to them now. And for a long time, feeling really hung up on that. Same with relationships, and sometimes we get stuck in that, why didn't this work? If I did all of this and this is who I thought we were as a friend group or as a partner, why didn't this, I did this and they, and it's that almost that lack of closure sometimes that we get caught up in. And the Seven of Cups is telling us that yes, it isn't always clear and easy, but if we really sit back and think about that situation, we can see the parts that we can be thankful for to each of these different people, and we can make peace with that and be in gratitude for that experience, even if it wasn't exactly what we had hoped for or wanted. But there's always a pause where we can be grateful. In this, let's see, where do I go now? We are number 4 here. This is, do I thank people enough? So it's the 4 of air, which is the 4 of swords. I feel that what this card is saying is, do you thank people enough? I don't know. I don't have I'm not getting a clear yes or no. This is the message that I'm receiving through this card right now. And it is different than what I would maybe, and this is why I say I don't do reversals, because sometimes if we're just reading exactly what the book or however it is that you learn to read tarot, then sometimes I feel like you're forcing a message onto something. I know that I've had readings in the past where the readers will be very literal to what the card means, and then they'll say that in their practice, if you're not receiving that literal message of what this card, means, like I said in the book, then it's that you're not really receiving that. Like there's a reason why you don't want to hear that message. Fair enough. In this moment, that is not the feeling. I just want to give my own little disclaimer about tarot here. So 4 of swords, do I thank people enough? I'm getting like this question mark, like this is a moment where you need to sit and think about this for yourselves. And this is why I'm receiving this message. This is about you taking a pause, right? Swords are that it's in your head when you overthink something. I know people that overly think, and it becomes, to me, as someone that's been on that end receiving those extended, like you just can't stop the thank you. They give you something, you say thank you, and then they say thank you for saying thank you, and it's like a never ending thank you cycle. And in those moments it loses authenticity for me, and I start to feel like, oh my gosh, this is more of a posturing that this person has to do. Someone told this person they have to be really grateful all the time, and now it's lost its authenticity. So, do I thank people enough? I think this card is really asking you to sit with yourself, meditate your answer. Well, and so maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe you need to think about who you thank very comfortably, and what situations are you comfortable saying thank you. How do you thank? I just got the message, like, how do you tip? Like, do you tip because there was a time and place, I think, where tipping was, oh my gosh, I got great service, I'm going to give them a little extra. And then over time, like in the food industry in particular, a lot of the staff, that's how they make their money, is through tips. And that's sort of regardless of the service. And now I think we're in a culture where we tip for everything. And it used to not be like that. Like my parents' generation would only tip, if it was something that was exceptional and they wanted to do that extra, again, gratitude for the service. And now it's it's like, it doesn't matter what service you're getting, you're expected to pay above, right? And so the message I was getting is like that. It's like for you to sort of sit with an example like that and think about, where are you being, where are you thanking people? And is it enough? And then the why. I'm really hearing this, why are you doing something? If it, and really about taking the time to think about it enough to then get out of your own head. Why are you doing it? Is it coming from an authentic place that you want to say thank you? Additionally, are you not thanking from that, like the opposite, like in that tipping scenario? Are you not doing it because, well, wait, you're not supposed to. I'm paying for this. This is how much it is. I don't need to go above and beyond. You did your part and I paid for it. I don't need to do more. And then sometimes we can get very ego driven by that. Pride can really play a role in that, where, well, no, if you gave me this, I didn't ask you for it, so you shouldn't expect a thank you for something. And I know that's a lesson growing up. It used to be, you do something without expectation of a thank you or anything. And I do believe that, when, again, in that authenticity, when you do something, you shouldn't do it because you're expecting something else. But from that other side, maybe you should say thank you and not take that role on both ends. Well, they did it, I didn't ask them to, so I don't have to go out and say thank you. So I think this is why I'm getting both a yes and a no. So I just went on a little bit of a tangent, and that is what the message was for this. I thank people enough? I think this is going to be a positive video, or think about it later and look at those different sides of the situation. And then ask yourself why. Are you not saying thank you because, well, I didn't ask them for that, so that was nice of them, but I don't need to go out of my way to thank them because I didn't, I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't asking them, and they did their thing, and that's the end of that. And then where does that come from? Where is that feeling from on your end coming from? Sometimes we can feel that, sometimes it can be an insecurity, right? Where someone is really generous all the time, and you start to judge yourself instead of taking the gift, the service, whatever that is that somebody did for you. Instead of just taking it and saying thank you and being okay with that, it becomes oh, are they a better person? Why are they doing this? And now I don't want to say thank you because I didn't ask them, and now they feel that they're better than me. However, that's all the messages I'm getting right now. So I apologize for the fact that I'm not going to have a clear answer for this, except that, do you thank people enough? It's really going to be an individual answer here. I think, rest a little, take a pause, and then you'll know if you thank people enough. Let me move on here. How can I practice gratitude every day? We have the Three of Pentacles. The power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, be a team player. So how you can practice gratitude every day, and this is a great card right there. I mean, it's grounded energy, it's earth energy, it's foundation, it's like framework energy. It's like your foundation, what are you building upon? So how you practice is by establishing a solid framework for gratitude, acknowledging that you are part of a team. Like I said, you can live alone, you can not have, a lot of family or friends, but maybe you go to work and that's what you have, a group of people there, or on your way, or you can have a really large family and a large social group. Whatever it is, there's a way that you can practice gratitude every day, and it begins by establishing a solid framework of gratitude. Is it that you wake up every morning and you write down a few things that you're grateful for? Is it, that you're just somebody that's smiling all day long when you see people on the street, and just spreading that joy that comes with being grateful in your present at all times. And so I think really thinking about yourself as part of a team, and that team is just being part of the world today. So you can fully isolate in any way you want. We're still part of this planet, this earth, this moment in time. We're all part of that. So we're all a team, whether or not we want to see it that way, or we see it that way. We're all in this together at this time and place. Our space and place may be different, but in this moment, we're all in this, together. And so I think that how you practice gratitude every day, we're being told, is by establishing solid frameworks of acknowledging that we're all in this together. How can you continually, just for yourself, remind yourself of your blessings, or, those things that you have to be grateful for. And by doing that for yourself, that will permeate outside of you into the team, which we're all a part of. Beautiful. Let's see, over here we have, how can I find the time for a gratitude practice? Nine of Fire. It says, don't give up, protect that which you've created, have courage, and believe in yourself. So Nine of Fires, Nine of Wands, it is a very protective energy. It's, we're almost it's almost completion. And so we've been working at something or towards something, and we're protective of the work we've done. And so how you can find the time for a gratitude practice, I think is remembering that, well, for one, it says it right there, don't give up. And so if you have a day and it's just a terrible, crappy day, and you don't, like, I have had days where I don't write anything I'm grateful for. I'm just that upset and I just don't want to. And it doesn't, it's not the end of it. I mean, the next day I don't go back and write more things. I just start again. I start every day is an opportunity for us to do it all over again and hopefully do it better. Or, and so the way that you find the time for it is it's just practice, right? It's just continually being protective of your light, of your space, of your, how I said here, we're part of this framework of a team, that we're all part of humanity here. And so how you find the time for a gratitude practice, or really any practice, is reminding yourself that, like the airplane, right? You put the mask on yourself first. So it's be protective of your space, be protective of your energy. So it starts with whatever time along the day when something happens and suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for that. I am so grateful. Usually when big things happen to us, we can find something we were looking for when we weren't actually looking for it. Or we are looking for something and we're pressed for time, and then we find it and we still make our thing on time. or a surprise, like getting back to am I grateful enough, a surprise when somebody surprises us with a gift. It could be something simple. My neighbor, will take out our garbage, and our garbage cans on the night before, and it's become this sort of this cute little thing. I have to be honest, we have very different schedules. I have never met that one neighbor. I've seen their kids, but I haven't met the adults. And my son has said, oh, they go to work really early, they come back really late. So we have not seen each other, but we do little things, we take each other's garbage cans out, or we bring them back in. If I see the paper, little things, and we've never met. But the first time that happened, it's like a really nice feeling. And so in those moments, I know we all have them, and we get really happy. And in that happiness, we're so grateful. So how you would make that a practice is remember that. Well, I mean, I want to say this, and I don't know how that happens. Oh, that's so funny that my the root chakra tea light candle just went out. So this is really about staying grounded. That's the message here, is how you find the time. It's always, any time is a good time to remind ourselves to be grounded. And to be grounded, is to be grateful. It's when we're present, we're acknowledging this moment, and we're grateful for that framework, that solid foundation of gratitude. And was not a subtle message, right? That we just got from spirit, that we find the time by making the time. Any time of the day. Yes, sometimes I think that having a structure, a practice, every morning, like I said, I have these journals around. I even have one in the kitchen, so in case I don't do, I try it any way. I've learned to leave these as little mind tricks on myself, so they keep popping up, and then I can't help myself but to write down things that I'm grateful for in that moment. Oftentimes I'm sneaky, and I'll write things like, this journal, I'm grateful for this piece of paper right now, and this pen for being in my face because I put it there, and I have to be grateful for something, and I'm annoyed. Like, I will write things like that, and then later they make me laugh. So I think that there is no right or wrong way to begin a practice, and a practice is anytime you want to start doing something. And when it comes to gratitude, I'm not receiving a time frame message, because I don't think that would exist when being in gratitude. It's any time is a good time. And the 9 of fire here is just reminding us that yes, we're part of a larger framework of humanity, but we're still responsible, we are responsible just for ourselves. So be protective. And by protecting your energy, you give thanks for it, and you give thanks for everything that you have all the time. Whenever you're, I would say almost especially when you're not feeling it, is when you want to give thanks. But that is how I say the message we're getting here is how you would find the time is by grounding, I'm almost getting a feeling like at the end of the day might be the best. For some of you, I'm getting the message that it's going to be about the end of the day. Ending the day with maybe some meditation, some grounding meditations. There's a ton of those on YouTube that are really great. And take that pause, end your day by reflecting and going back and being grateful, and then putting out some good intentions of gratitude for the next day. For some of you, that's definitely the message I'm getting here. And for others, it's really just not to give up, to protect your space by being in gratitude whenever that can happen. Just try to do it daily. Okay, there we go. Now, final message here is, or question would be, how can I be thankful even when I don't feel it? I think that's really been, I think, woven through the whole spread. And the card we got here is the King of Fire, so the King of Wands. And it says, focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision. Yeah. He's idealistic too. That's funny. So how can I be thankful even when I don't feel it? it's that focus, 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 right? How we said back here with all the cooks, how can you decide? Sometimes you have to be thankful for a bad experience because you learned and it was a lesson. Sometimes we look in our past and our childhood we can have really great experiences and memories that we bring forward, and other times they're not. And again, it's those lessons. Are we grateful enough? I think as a conclusion here of how can you be thankful even when you don't feel it, it's the focus part of this larger framework of humanity. We all got to live with each other. That's just what it is. Protect your own space by being grateful for it. Stay rooted, stay grounded. I'm gonna bring that here. We need to remember that. Let's remember to be grounded. And the focus is, I think it's especially hard in those moments, but I think that being able to pick it up and do it again is, if you're having a really bad day and you just don't want to be grateful for the thing that's happening, you don't have to be. And then maybe it's a day, maybe it's a two, maybe you go a year where you just want to not, but at some moment when you go back and you ground yourself and you really dig into, walk across the lawn or go outside barefoot if it's, weather appropriate, and really feel the earth beneath your feet and take a moment that whatever is happening, as horrendous as it can seem, you're standing there and you're alive in that moment, and you can feel the earth beneath your feet, and you know that whatever is happening, you're still standing. You're still that framework. You're still part of the current humanity that's here, that's alive and well. What, it could be your health. Maybe it isn't the best, but in that moment, you ground, you plant your feet firmly, and you know that you're still there for a reason. And that is the focus, to remind yourself to be in gratitude in that space. And as our angel prayer, our final thank you gratitude moment here, we got love and accept yourself. Thank you, angels, for lovingly guiding me to self-acceptance. I could keep on talking because I feel there's a lot that we can unpack with this, but I'm going to stop there because I think that we need to stop this video here, and I would really urge you to take a moment to ground your energy, love and accept yourself. Have a great International Thank You Day. Spread lots of gratitude around across the day today. Today's January 11th. Let's remember this: love and accept yourself. Let's stay grounded. Let's stay in gratitude. See you tomorrow.